I was sent this image by Dushan. Thank you very much, Dushan, for this, by the way. And I thought I'd talk about it because it's a wonderful image, but it's also one which shows us the sort of challenges you had if you're a Greek vase painter in terms of giving us an entire narrative based on one single scene. And this scene is quite a famous one. It's from right at the end of the Iliad. This scene is the ransoming of Hector. As you may well know, in the Iliad, you have Achilles killing Hector. That's not really much of a spoiler. And Priam, Hector's father, journeys to the Greek camp to speak to Achilles because he wants his son's body back, because giving the proper funerary rites is just one of the most important sort of conventions in the ancient Greek world, and it's very much the case in the Iliad. I want to have a quick look at both Achilles and Priam, and also something else which you may have noticed. Now let's start with Achilles, because let's face it, it's always about Achilles. He's given to us as a man that you might see on many 5th century or classical Greek vase image, someone at a symposium. And this individual is reclining because he's, of elite status. He can afford to eat on his side because people bring him the food. And in fact, he's got food in his hand. Down there is meant to be a piece of meat, and he's also got a knife in the other hand. So here he is, cutting up a choice piece of meat. And he's given to us also as a young man because he's not got a beard. But in case you wondered or thought, well, this is just a young guy, just, a young elite guy hanging around. No, because you've got those two very beautifully detailed pieces behind him. You've got the Gorgon emblazoned shield, and you've also then got the helmet, which when you look at it, is incredibly well detailed. Again, this is the artist showing off their skill set, but also reminding us of exactly who this person was. At the other end of the couch, we have a set of contrasts, which is again beautifully rendered. We have a standing figure, not one who's reclining. And again, a convention in Greek art was often that the person reclining or sat down was the one in charge, the one in power. Not always, but often was the case. And that's certainly the case here, because this is Priam. Priam, again, in contrast to Achilles, he's old, he's got a beard, and he's got a walking stick. And he's also the person, really, who's trying to petition Achilles for the return of his son. And that brings me to his son, Hector. And here indeed is Hector. Hector is under the couch of Achilles. And just by the way, just notice those details along the top there. You've got a snake and you've got what is probably a bull. Again, beautiful detail. But in any case, I'll move away from that, from the obvious thing, which is the body of Hector. You can see that he's got wounds on him, and also that his hands have been tied above his head, because again, if you remember, he's been dragged on by the chariot of Achilles around the walls of Troy a few times. So this is a body which would have horrified many Greeks, because this is exactly in contradiction of what you would want to do with a body. Again, this is not one being afforded the correct funerary rites, which was a big thing, as I mentioned, in ancient Greece. Now, of course, one reading of this entire scene might be that, look at Achilles, he's really quite strange because he's got a dead body underneath his couch while he's eating. Now, I don't think that's really the case here, mainly because the way that Greeks viewed dead bodies, even if you didn't like the person that you dispatched, you were highly unlikely to eat around them. They had a real thing about miasma, about pollution and that kind of thing. So I don't think that's what's going on here. Rather, I think that the painter has given us a couple readings here. The first thing is there's a really interesting contrast. Again, we've got contrast between Achilles, young, reclining on a couch, and Priam, sort of stood up and old. But also you've got Achilles reclining as a sort of height of civil culture, excellence, opulence, call it what you will, and then lying below him is someone in a very, very different condition. Very much the opposite in every single way. They're not alive, they're not being treated well, and this isn't the way that Greeks generally would want to behave or be perceived as behaving. So you've almost got the kind of clash of the Greek values versus the non-Greek values. I think there's also a case to be made that this is an artistic choice based on the fact that the artist wants to showcase their skills, which was certainly the case. You can see it where they've done all the beautiful detail elsewhere. But also, it does give the scene a bit more impact. Again, if you're a Greek looking at this, the treatment of Hector in the sense of not being afforded funerary rites was horrifying. So it does give it more of an emotional gut punch to the scene. And there's no doubt what the scene's referencing as well. And just in case you weren't aware, there's no way you could think that this was anything other than that moment when Priam arrives in the camp and makes his way to the tent of Achilles. and petitions for his son's body. It's a very poignant scene. And again, it's the last thing that happens in the Iliad, or pretty much. Thanks again, Dushan, for sending me the image. And if you like this kind of stuff, you want to ask a question, do so, leave a comment, and why not click follow as well.